To be honest, I'm very new to this experience. So for me, it's more about trying to understand what exactly goes into a chiropractic session. And what do I know about it? Not much, to be honest. I know that it's about kind of aligning your spine in the way that it's supposed to be. And most of us, or in fact all of us, are misaligned in some way. So for me, it's more about trying to understand what I can do to make my movement better and my training better, and hopefully give some kind of valuable information to my clients as well.
Do you have any pain at all?
As I told you about my low back,
Yep.
It's kind of like on and off.
Yep.
It's not as bad as when I really felt it, where
Yep.
I was like a back spasm and all of that,
Right.
where I'm out of activity for 3 or 4 days.
Right.
I haven't experienced that in a few years.
Right.
But sometimes when I maybe sit for too long or kind of strain my back,
Right.
then I do feel some pain in the lower back.
When you sleep, do you sleep on your back?
Most of the time on my back or on my side.
Okay. And when you sleep on your back, do you get any pain?
No.
So what I'm doing, Dave, is I'm feeling the position of your bones in your spine. Okay. And like you mentioned that you had a light curvature. You're just talking about how this kind of comes a little further back than this, right?
Not sure. I thought that my spine as well is a little bit.
No. Is that how you noticed that?
Oh no. On physiotherapy.
Okay. Yeah. So I can see what they may have been talking about. Right. It starts up here and it just kind of comes back around. Okay. It's very light. So I'm just trying to get the lay of the land based on how this curve is happening. So I'm just trying to do this in the most efficient and painless way I can. Everything I'm going to do today is going to be gentle since it's your first time, but you'll hear a little bit of sound. Okay, all I need you to do is stay relaxed. Okay. Now, can you feel the space under your shoulders? What we want your shoulders to just come down and touch. Now there's a little less space here. It tells me that there's a little bit more demand on the muscles in the front than on the back. So in chiropractic, we say we work on 3 pillars of any issue: muscle, joint, and nerve. So the adjustment basically manipulates a joint, and the corresponding nerve gets relaxed. Okay, especially when we're talking about spinal adjustments. It's like chicken or the egg times 3. So if a nerve gets blocked, it can affect the muscle. And if the muscle goes out of whack, it can pull out a joint, and vice versa. So if any of those 3 things are affected, we have to look at the other 2. Beautiful. Big, loud pops right now. So again, what we wanted to do is we wanted to take pressure off of the low back and off of the hips. Comfortable so far? Okay, for me? Breathe out. Very good. Are you okay there? Good. Again. Let it go. Good. Last one. Excellent. Relax.
Doesn't feel as scary as it looks.
That's what exactly I keep telling everybody. Nobody wants to listen to me. Okay, nice and loose. Drop your shoulder down. Yeah, that's it. Whoa, that was big. Much bigger, right? So that was the side that was restricted.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Is it so now that you've kind of put the joints in the place that they're supposed to be at? If there are some tight muscles, it's still going to pull those joints back to where it was.
Absolutely.
So it's the idea to kind of do these adjustments now that you have a little bit more range of motion, and you work on those muscles, whether it's tightness or weakness, to be able to make this alignment more
Effective and long lasting? Absolutely. You nailed it on the head. A lot of what we do is rehab as well. So after an adjustment, especially if somebody's coming in for care for some specific injury or issue, we do recommend certain set of rehabilitative exercises to accommodate and accompany the adjustments.
Okay.
It depends. Some people who are more active, they require more adjustments more frequently.
Right.
Like myself, this is what I do all day, right? So my body is physically being active and it's physically going through the rigors. So I prefer to be adjusted even up to twice in a week, you know, because I know I do my best work when I'm completely adjusted and I'm feeling good. But like, let's say you're somebody who sits at a desk all day. That's the opposite end of the spectrum, where, you know, not doing too much. But even then the joints will get kind of stuck and stiff and the muscles will get sore because of repetitive motion. So for those people, I'd also recommend to come in on maybe not twice a week, but maybe once in a month for maintenance type of purposes. People who are working out, chiropractic adjustments have been shown scientifically to increase strength for up to 30 minutes post-adjustment, which is interesting to think about what ramifications that could have. But also, like, just in like you mentioned it, the wear and tear that goes on with working out. It's not just about lifting heavy weights, but it's also about balance, right? And that's all we talk about, is just the balance of the spine, the balance of the nerve, the muscle, and the joint. So on top of that, sometimes people are like, well, you didn't really work on my muscles much. How is the adjustment going to hold it? And actually, it's kind of the back door. If I adjust the spine and that nerve going to that muscle is now relaxed, maybe that muscle was tight in the first place because of the nerve compression going to that muscle. So it's kind of the opposite way of thinking about it. So instead of like, okay, relax the muscle, relax the joint, relax the nerve, I'm saying, let's relax the joint, take that pressure off the nerve, and then the muscle can relax through that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So that's basically the philosophy behind that. So, yeah, well, thank you for joining us today.
Definitely not painful. That is something that I think most people, the general perception is that, you know, when you're being adjusted, that it could be painful. But I don't know if Dr. Prathap was being nice to me, but it wasn't painful. But I feel, I mean, it's very interesting. I just kind of understood right now that, because I've always come from, you know, the understanding that you need to work on your muscles to kind of feel freer, increase your range of motion, you know, a lot of deep tissue work, etc. So now this is interesting for me, because now we're working from another direction. You know, as Doc said, where you're kind of working on the spine or the different joints, which will then help the nerves to kind of give signals to the muscles to relax. That's very interesting for me, and this is something that I definitely want to explore.